Though this is just my initial review after a day of use, the Hyperkin Duke is an overall well-built, solid controller that doesn't really justify its high price. I paid $150 for mine, which to be fair is probably a markup from resellers, but still, it's a lot of money. So how's the actual product? First off, it has very nice sticks, comfortable with no dead zone problems like other third-party controllers. Just of note though is that clicking them in is much louder than the original Duke. The face buttons are also louder, looking and feeling closer to a Logitech F3 or F510 than the original Duke, though they still feel nice to press. The overall shape and build mostly feels the same as the original Duke, though the D-pad feels slightly smaller but is still comfortable, and the triggers have much softer springs which make extended use or use with driving games much more comfortable. They are also marked LT and RT now. The new bumpers are okay. They're not poorly built and they don't feel too cheap, but the placement is odd. Depending on the shape of your hand, you might have to reposition a little to press them, or if you're adaptable, rest your middle fingers on the triggers and index fingers on the bumpers. A more natural position for these new buttons would have been on the bottom of the controller, where the middle fingers rest. Its cable is a good length, roughly the same as the original Duke, with a cute plastic cylinder added to make it look older, obviously not needed since it's just a micro USB cable, but I thought it was fun. Speaking of fun, next we have the home button screen, a goofy thing guaranteed to make you smile at least once, though it's also likely the reason this controller is so expensive. If they had a version without an LCD screen that was a little cheaper, it might make people less hesitant to look into buying one. I was worried after the announcement due to Hyperkin's wording on what the 2018 Duke is compatible with, as it listed only Xbox One and Windows 10, even though it's supposed to operate as a standard X input device. Had Microsoft sabotaged its Windows 7 compatibility, like they'd sabotaged most user settings in Windows 10? Thankfully no, though if you're running an older version of Windows, you'll need an Xbox One controller driver. If you can get over the price, or you really just want one, after a day of use I can wholeheartedly recommend this. It's still extremely comfortable and feels great to use, especially since it's much easier to get working with emulators than the original Duke. Obviously I can't speak for longevity, so if anything happens I'll make a follow-up video later on.